I charged my phone and other electronics using a homemade DIY generator.
Never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Let's put together the contraption that will help charge my phone. But to understand it better, let's start with a battery. These are 3.7 volt batteries. As I expect you to know, this is a multimeter to check voltages, amps, and other things. As I still expect you to know, I set it to 20 volts by turning the dial to the left side. That measures DC voltage, while the right side measures AC voltage. And this is a clip wire that helps to connect two terminals or 2 points together. And this type is also called alligator clips, maybe because of how the clip heads look like. Let's check the amount of voltage that is in these batteries. I started by clipping the red and black clip heads to the corresponding colors of the terminals of the multimeter, and then held the other ends of the clip ends on the corresponding terminals of the battery, that is, the red to the plus and black to the minus ends of the battery, and it seemed to be able to give out about 4 volts. Same with the second battery, and together they should give about 8 volts, but for some reasons it didn't, as it only gave me below what one would give. But I noticed that the multimeter was still taking some readings even when the batteries were removed from each other. It turned out that a small portion of the dial on the multimeter was offset, bleeding into another set measurement. I adjusted it and the readings became accurate again, giving me the expected 8 volts. This is a buck converter. It converts DC voltage from 3 to 25 volts into a steady DC 5 volts output for charging of different devices and electronics. How it works is that you connect your DC voltage source to the side that has a female adapter jack, and then for the output you connect your USB to the other side that has a USB jack. Now what I'm going to do is that I'll connect the bare ends of the alligator clips to the positive and the negative terminals of the input slots, and then use a small head screwdriver to tighten the screws down on the wire to secure and hold them tightly.
As you fade.
Now I connected the heads of the alligator clips to the batteries to match their polarities, but a single battery with a 4 volts charge couldn't power on the buck converter, so I added another battery in series to make it 8 volts, and it worked. The red tiny light shows that power has passed through the buck converter and is ready to give out voltage and current to the output ends.
It's such a pain to close my eyes. I'm falling.
I got a type A to type C cord to let me connect my devices to the buck converter. Now let's connect it all. Type A into the type A jack, the first thing that I'm going to test would be my AirPods, it uses Type-C to charge. So let's check it out. The green light on the AirPods shows that the case is charging the AirPods inside it. But when it starts blinking white lights, it shows that the case is being charged externally through the cables. So connecting the batteries and the clips, we can see that the buck converter charges the AirPods. When I removed the battery, it turns green, showing that the case is charging the AirPods. But what else can we charge with this? I got my 20,000 mAh power bank to know if the buck converter has enough power to charge it. The video lights made it difficult to see the charging lights that are on the power bank, so I turned off one of the lights, and that made a little difference. Now we can see the lights blinking as the power bank charges. I was moving it around to get it to be visible properly because of the lights that was hitting on it, blocking the blinking lights. And because of the constant moving and shaking, the batteries kept misaligning and making the power bank to constantly start charging all over again. Before we go into what we have today, can a battery charge a battery? So, to know if it will work, I got a TP4056, which is a lithium battery charging module, and its compatible USB cord. It doesn't use Type-C. I then connected everything, and we can see that the blue light comes on, which means that the battery is full. I didn't actually connect a battery. The red light would come on when the battery charges, and blue as it is now when the battery is full. Let's go over to know if a DIY homemade generator can charge your phones and electronics. And by the way, if you found this video interesting up to this point, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Turn on your notifications to know when the next ones drop. I'll be using this DC generator that I made using the rotor of a mixer and the magnets from the starter motor of a generator. In previous videos, it gave me up to 50 volts when I spun it with a drill. I tested this generator with a drill in a live video, and the shaft of the generator was too out of shape for the drill bit to latch on properly. So I used masking tape to wrap around the generator shaft to give it an even diameter to enable the drill chuck to engage properly. Go check out the live video. So, to be sure that the generator still works, because it's been long since I last used it, I got a multimeter and connected the wires together. And spinning the generator by hand, we are getting around 2 to 3 volts, which is promising for what we need. So let's connect the generator to the buck converter and do the repeat of what we did before, but hoping that this one actually works. I connected the red and black wires of the generator to the positive and negative terminals of the buck converter. Another reason why I spun the generator earlier is to know the direction that would produce a positive voltage, because if the generator spins towards the wrong direction, producing a negative result, then the buck converter will not turn on. So, moving on, I got a 220 volts drill machine to attach to the shaft of the generator. I spun it slowly to check and be sure that the drill turns in the direction that would produce a positive voltage on the generator. I attached the drill to the shaft still loosely and tried spinning it again to be sure that everything spins in the right direction. After that, I checked to see if the generator powers the buck converter, and surprisingly, it did not. But I wouldn't have posted this video if nothing worked. So let's see what the problem is. I tried again and encountered another problem: vibration. Yeah, the generator was vibrating as the drill worked it, and I guessed that it will be smoother at high speeds. Just as I thought, the generator stabilized out at high speeds, and it made the buck converter to turn on. So, as you saw, the red light came on at high speeds of the drill. Then, I got a Type-C cord to connect the buck converter to my electronics. I brought my AirPods again and spun the drill. And when the drill got up to speed, it powered up the converter and began charging the AirPods. I gave it a go for a while. I moved on to charge the power bank, and working the drill again, we can see that the power bank charges. Will it be able to charge a phone? I figured that if it charges all this, it should charge a phone. The phone I wanted to use isn't Type-C, so I got its compatible charger and made the necessary connections. The buck converter gave me a little trouble keeping it upright, but I found a way and went ahead to keep the phone on it. So, working the drill, the buck converter came on and the phone charged. You can barely see the charging animation, so I turned off a light and had a go at it again, and this time you could see the animation more properly, and also believe that this homemade DIY generator is charging this phone. That is why I tried to bring in the wire and everything into frame. This video and experiment was fun and enlightening. I will follow other approaches to see how else I can charge my devices. I used DC voltage here. Maybe next time I will try AC voltage and see how it works. Maybe a wind turbine, a hydro generator, and the likes. Don't forget to turn on your notifications to be able to know when the next one drops. But until then, don't just build. Bend the rules while doing so. Make some noise, make some mess before you make some sense. Thanks for watching. I'm Emmanuel, and this is Nexel Labs.